Hello everyone, welcome to Genius Dreams Education channel. So today we are going to look at how we can create a simple logo for graphic design. That's what today we are going to look at. So please, before we start, subscribe to my channel to get more videos on Photoshop and website development. So first of all, I'm going to create my working space and I'm going to use the 4x4 with a resolution of 300. Then I'll create my working space. So this is my working space. So today's flyer, the first thing we are going for is the ellipse. So I'll go in for my ellipse tool. Then I'll press on shift and draw a circle. So this is okay. Then I'll choose the fill-in color I'll set it to no color and choose the stroke. So I'll set my stroke to somewhere about 7 pixels. Then I'll press enter. So I'll hold Alt and then drag to make a copy of this circle, or you can use Ctrl J to make your copy. Then I'll press on Ctrl T to transform it. Then I'll position it inside like this. So I think this is okay now. Then the next thing is for me to go in for my ellipse and start with the text around this circle. So I'll then go in for I'll select the shape, then I'll come to this top here, the top bar here, and set it to path. So when I get the path, I'll then come and specify the center and hold shift and then drag it to draw another circle. So I'm going to press on the path selection tool. So when I select it, I'll come here and right click here. Let me press Ctrl T, then right click and go for free transform. So then let me adjust it to fit the shape where I want to put my text. So this is okay. So I'll then go in for my text to T and count. So when you bring it around the path, you see it changes shape. So when it changes, then I'll click on that place and start typing. So I'm going to type Genius Dreams. So Genius Dreams Designs. So Genius Dreams Designs, that's the text I'm going to put there. Then I'm going to increase the font to somewhere about 14. Let me make it 16. So 16 is okay now. Then let me hold the Alt key again and then drag to make a copy of this. So when I make the copy, then I'll select the path selection tool again. So when I select the path selection tool, then I'm going to rotate this one. So after the rotating, then I will move it and position it well. So I'm going to right click, press Ctrl T and then select the path tool, press Ctrl T for free transform. So I'm going to transform this one, then I'll press enter and select this two again and then move it. So I'll then press on Control T and then transform it out. So this is now okay. Then I'll press on enter. So after pressing on enter, then I'll bring this text here. So the next thing is I'm going to increase the distance in between the text. Let me increase the size to 16 and then position it well here. So let me right click on it again and increase the distance in between the text to 150. So now I'm then going to select my ingenious dreams. So this text I'm now going to change this text to the text I want as. So this text is genius, is graphic designs. So I'm going to change my text to the graphic designs, graphic designs. So now I'm done with this text. So let me position it here. I think here is okay. So the next thing is I'm going to space this text for it to come to this side. So I'm going to increase the space in between it to somewhere like 200. 200 is matched, so let me make it 150. So I think 150 is okay now. Then let me rotate it, so Control T to select it and rotate it small. Then press enter. So then let me decrease the space in between to 130. So now this one is okay now. So Genius Dreams Design and the down part is graphic designs. So this is the logo. So the next thing is we are going to add some other components or design or techniques to this one. So first of all, let me group my text before we continue. So you select all, then you click on G to group them. So I'm just going to name it as text. So the next thing is let me group my ellipse too. Then let me call it as ellipse. So after this one, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going in for my text too, and I'm going to and give out some text. So the first text, the text I want to use for the design is B. So I'll click on this B and then choose a font family for it. So I'm going to use this font family and I'll then make a copy of this. So I'll hold on the Alt and then drag to make a copy. Then I'll right click and then flip it horizontal. So after that, I'll drag and merge it to this one like this. Let me position it well. So when I get this one, the next thing is I'm going to group those layers and call them as B. So I'll select and click on J to group them. So I'm going to call them as B, then I'll press enter to save them. So let me go inside this. and select my B. First of all, let me press Ctrl T and transform this text out, make them good enough. So after that, I'm going to select them individual. So I'll select that layer and then move it small to a small distance like this. Then I'll select the rectangular marquee tool. So I'm going to delete some parts, but before that I have to rasterize those layers. So let me rasterize them. So after rasterizing it, I'm going to use the marquee tool to delete some portion of this B. This part is okay, then I'll hit on delete. Let me select, this is the layer I've selected. So I'll hit on delete and then come down here too and do the same thing and then hit on delete. So for now I'm going to delete the first copy and then make a copy of this one. So let me delete this one and then come here and hold the Alt and drag to make a copy of this one. Then right click, flip it horizontal. So now you get it. Then bring it here. So the next thing is I'm going to draw a small line, small rectangle to join these B together. So rectangle, we have to set it to shape. Then we come and draw it. So the next thing is I'm going to draw a rectangle. So I'll select the rectangle tool and then come here and specify my starting and ending point and draw my rectangle. And I'll choose the filling color of the rectangle to be black. Then I'll press on enter to get this. So I'm going to group this as one layer. So I'll select them and then press on G to group it. So I'm going to call it as B. Then I'll press on enter. Let me ungroup that layer from it. So I'll press on enter to get this. So now I'm going to move this inside the circle. So let me press on Ctrl T and transform it so that it will fit inside the circle. So now we are done with this one. So the next thing is I'm going to do some small design around this. So first of all, let me go in for the custom. So here I choose this one. I choose the custom shape tool. So I'm going to select an image here from here into my design. So I'm going to use this image, then press on OK. So you get your image here. Then you press enter. So then select the move tool and I'm going to move this image here. So Ctrl T, then I'll transform it in small. Then let me rotate it small and press on enter. So I'm going to hold the shift, the alt and then drag to make a copy of this. Then I'll press Ctrl T, right click and then flip it horizontal. So the next thing is I'm going to drag it to this text. So I'm going to press Ctrl T and rotate it small. So now this one is okay. So I'll select the other one too and do same for that one. I'll bring it here, press Ctrl T and rotate it small. So now this one is okay now. So the leg is outside. I don't want the leg of this one to be outside, so let me move it small inside. Okay, so now this one is okay. So I'm going to group that one too. So for that one, I'm going to name it as gear. Then press enter. So the next thing is the next design I'll go in for. So I'm going to use the pen tool for that design. So we are going to draw. So I'm going to draw an image and use that image for the design. So this is the image I'm going to use for my design. Then I'll choose the filling color to be black. Then press on enter. So I'm going to press on Ctrl T to transform this image in. So after that, I'm going to make a copy of this image. So I'll hold the Alt key and then drag to make a copy. So I'm going to write Ctrl T, then right click and flip it horizontal. So after that, I'm going to join these two images. So Ctrl T, rotate it small, and then join them. So I'm going to join them here. So I'll then go in for the marquee tool and delete. Let me zoom it in. So I'm going to rasterize those layers. So I'm going to then I'll come and select the portion I want to delete and hit on delete. So I'll hit on delete and then select the other portion to hit on delete. Then I'll select the next layer and do same for that one too. Then hit on delete. So the next thing is I'm going to group those images to press Ctrl J to group them as S1. Then I'm going to press on Ctrl T and transform them inside. So after transforming it inside, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make a copy of this image. So I'll just hold the Alt key and then drag it to produce this image out of it. So the next thing is I'm going to group the resulting copies to press on Ctrl J and then hold the Alt key and make a duplicate of this ones too. So I'm going to repeat it. So I'll come here and group it again. Hold the Alt key and make a duplicate. Then group it again. Hold the Alt key and make a duplicate. Then group it again. Hold the Alt key and make a duplicate. You hold the Alt key, then you drag it, or you click on Ctrl T. You click on Control J to make a copy. So I'll then group it again and then move it here. So I'm going to press on Control T to transform it inside small. So the next thing is I'll then I'll press on Control T and then first of all let me image. So after imaging them, then I'll press on Control T. So you image the group, then you press on Control T. You come here and come to the custom. So when you come to the custom, then we are going to select the arc path. You press on Control T again, then we come here, you click on this object here, then you come to customs, you click on the arc. After clicking on the arc, then you click on this object here to get this shape. So let's drag this shape close to our circle here. So we bring the pointer here and send it back or move it back to make sure that this image move around our circle. So that's what you want to achieve. So you continue with it like this. So after that, you press on Enter, Control T to transform it inside. So you see when we are transforming it inside, it will be fitting the shape of the circle. Then let's move it. So now I think this one is okay now. So as you can see, it is now fitting our circle. So you press on Enter and then you hold the Alt key and drag it to make a copy. You click on Ctrl T, right click and flip it horizontal. Then you move it out to cover the circle. So now you can see how our image now looks like. So this is actually the flyer. So we are almost done. So the next thing is let's go in for the eraser tool. Let me rasterize. Okay, so we go in for the eraser tool. So we are going in for the eraser tool and I'm going to delete this small part here and leave it like this. Then I'll select the other one too and delete this small part. Do same for this one and leave it like this. So now within this site too, we are going to design or draw another image for this part. So under here we can go in for, actually let's use a small rectangle here, a triangle, sorry. So let's use a small triangle here. Then let's choose the filling color to be black and then press enter and move it to this side. So for this image, let me select it. Let me set the filling color to no color and then select this one and increase it to somewhere about 20 and see the effect. Press enter. So I think 20 is okay. Then let me press Ctrl T and transform it inside. So when we transform it inside, it's not all that visible. So I'm going to decrease the stroke to somewhere about 12. Let me use 13. So now 13 is okay. Press enter. So now you can see here. So here too, let's make a rough design here too. Any design that you want, you can make it here. So what should I do for that part? Okay, so for that part too, let's go in for our drawing tool, that's the pen tool, and let's make any sketch. So I'm going to use this sketch for the top here. So I'll press on enter, click on Ctrl T, then I'm going to rotate it down like this. Then I'll bring it here, rotate it again, press on enter, then go for the move tool. I'm going to make sure that this one touches the circle. So now you can see our flyer is now ready. So we are done with the flyer, and this is the blank version of our flyer. Please subscribe to my channel to get more videos on Photoshop and website development. So if you don't want the black version, we can then go on for and add colors to it. So to add colors to it, I'm going to select all my shapes together with the triangle. I'm going to group them. Let me select this shape too. The there is no part B, and with my ellipse, so I'm going to group those ones as main, and the next one, that's the text. So let me add the B to it. Let me add the B to this one and group it as M1, save, and then the D with my text. Let me remove my text from here. My text has been misplaced within. I can't find my text. My text and the D to press on Ctrl G. Then let me make it as T D for text and D. So the next thing is, we said we want to get a color for this. So you can choose any color for this. So I'm going to use an image to provide the color effect for my text. So I'll go into the place embedded, and then for my text, I'm going to use this image for my text. I'll drag it over it. Then I'm going to create clipping marks effects. So you see the effect for my text now. Then let me try and blend it to see the effect or the other colors I'll get. So let me use the light. Let me check hard light and see. Should I use this color? Okay, let me use the hard light. But this is not all that interesting for me. So let me also go in for another image. Okay, let me add this one and see the effect is going to have. Click on it, create clipping marks. Then let's blend it. So I think this one looks nice as compared to the first one. So the next one is, let's provide a color effect to the rest of the images. So I'll go in to the place embedded as usual and choose another image and blend it with that one to the out. So due to the first one, I'm going to use this image and create clipping marks. So now you see this is our flyer. That's Genius Dreams Designs, Genius Dreams, Genius Dream Designs and Graphic Designs. So we are done with the flyer. And for you to save this flyer, you just have to turn off your background and you get, for you to save this logo, sorry, I usually confuse myself with logo and flyer. So for you to save this one, just have to turn off your background. Then you come to the file, you come to export, then click export as PNG, then you save it as your PNG file. So when you come here, just save it as any name you want to give it. So I'm going to call mine as logo 21, then you save it. So that's how we can design this simple logo in Photoshop. Please subscribe to my channel, like, share, and give your comment. Goodbye. The text with the general images, and then I'm going to click here and add or adjust the brightness and see the colors we can get. So let's adjust the brightness and then work on the contrast to get a desired color. So let's go and add some hue and saturation to it to see the effect we can get. So we are going to adjust it to see the best color that we can get out of our design. So it seems this one looks nice as compared to the first one. We can also come and add some levels. Let me check the curves too. Let's add some small curves to it. Okay, so now this one looks cool as compared to the first one. Okay, so now we are done with this logo. Please subscribe to my channel to get weekly videos on Photoshop and website development. Thank you. Goodbye.